Basics of I Ching 6 lines. Lesson 6. 8 trigrams and 64 hexagrams. 8 trigrams. The hexagrams in the I Ching 6 lines originate from the 64 hexagrams, which in turn are derived from the 8 trigrams, Bagua. These hexagrams embody the fundamental principles of all transformations in the universe. However, what we need to focus on is their practical application. In practice, they function as a hierarchical, tree-like classification method, what was traditionally referred to in ancient China as methods of analogy and classification. 8 trigrams and their meanings. The 8 trigrams are commonly used to infer characteristics such as direction, relationships, appearance, and age. "64 trigrams and their meanings." When using the I Ching for divination, it's important to read both the hexagram name and its associated text. Hexagram name and text. For example, hexagram 1 is named foreskin. The hexagram text is: heaven, in its motion, gives the idea of strength. The superior man, in accordance with this, nerves himself to ceaseless activity. Line text. For example, if the hexagram is force, kin, and the second line is moving, then the line text is: dragon appearing in the field. It furthers one to see the great man. Lines with a circle or a cross, X, mark are moving lines. You can find the hexagram name, text and line texts in the English version of the I Ching. Simplest method. Directly reading the hexagram name, text, and line texts is the simplest method. But a professional and comprehensive interpretation still requires the analytical method of the I Ching 6 lines. For example, by image-based symbolism of the hexagram, and 6 lines. Advanced method. Image-based symbolism. By using image-based symbolism, the I Ching transforms abstract line diagrams into rich metaphors. I Ching 6 lines. I Ching 6 lines method further incorporates the 12 earthly branches and additional variables, making the reasoning process more logical and detailed. A famous case of image-based symbolism in ancient China. One day, someone suddenly saw 2 birds fighting over a branch, and both fell to the ground. Sensing a sign, the observer performed a divination and obtained hexagram 49, revolution, changing to hexagram 31, influence. He predicted, tomorrow evening, a girl will come here to pick flowers. The gardener will drive her away. Startled, she will fall and injure her thigh. Reading by image-based symbolism. Analysis. The original hexagram, revolution, 49, has DUI, lake, above and Li, fire, below. Li represents emptiness and also governs sight, sudden events, and accidents. In this case, Li, fire, beneath DUI, metal, signifies conflict, as fire overcomes metal, implying harm to the young girl. DUI, metal, also points to the west, and Li, fire, to the sun. Hence, the sun in the west implies the event will occur in the evening. Reading by 6 lines. The OT line is the ONE, SP-, which moves and transforms into H and C, we plus. ONE represents a child and play. SP- represents a girl and a tree. H and C represents a disaster or injury. W plus represents an impact with the ground. The time corresponds to the plus hour, 7 to 9 p.m., which forms a sextile with SP-. Complete reading. Regarding the reading of image-based symbolism, we will study it separately in a dedicated lesson. The complete reading requires the integration of three methods. Directly reading the name, text, and line texts. Reading by image-based symbolism. Reading by 6 lines.